Welcome to the BrainyX channel. In the previous video, I introduced you to adding and subtracting algebraic fractions. We started with ordinary fractions, where we only worked with numbers. And from there, we moved on to algebraic fractions with variables. And then we ended with an example where we first had to factorize the denominator before finding the LCD. In this video, we are going to take the next step. We will work through one example that is more like the type of question you may see in a grade 10 test or exam. The main focus will still be the same. Before we add or subtract algebraic fractions, we need to find the LCD. But in this example, the denominators need a bit more work. So we will factorize first and then build the common denominator carefully. Then, in part 2, which will be the next video, we will work through another example on the same topic for extra practice. For now, let's start with example 1. Example 1, we have to simplify this algebraic expression. So let's have a look at it. We have 3 fractions, and they are separated by a plus sign. So what does that mean? Yes, we need to find a lowest common denominator, or our LCD. But before we find the LCD, we first want to factorize the denominators. And now you're going to ask me, but why do I want to do that? Because the LCD is built from factors. So when a denominator has more than one term, it might be hiding factors that we cannot see yet. And once we factorize, it becomes much easier to see what the LCD must be. So our first step in this example is to factorize each denominator as much as possible. I'm going to write down this expression first, and then I can work from this. Let's start with this first denominator, a minus 1. Ask yourself, what can I do to it to factorize it? Meaning, can I take out a common factor? Can I use the difference of squares? Is it a trinomial? And looking at this, I can't do anything with it. It's already in its simplest form, so it's actually already factorized. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rewrite this fraction as is. But the only difference is I'm going to add brackets just to indicate that this is already in its fully factorized form. Now let's do the next fraction. I've got a minus 1 at the top. And now let's look at 2 minus a. Can I take out a common factor? Can I use the difference of squares or the difference of cubes? No, I can't. I'm also going to just rewrite it and add brackets to show that it is in its factorized form. And now for this last fraction, let's write the numerator and have a look at this denominator. It is a trinomial, so we are going to try and factorize this. And because this is a basic trinomial, because our leading coefficient is 1, all I need to do is to find two numbers. When multiplied, will give me positive 2, and when I add those two numbers, will give me this negative 3. So if I open my brackets, I'm working with a's. So let's find those two numbers. We know it's going to be 1 and 2. And negative 2, subtract another 1, gives me negative 3. And negative 1 times negative 2 gives us positive 2. So that means my brackets will look like this. So let's fill out our brackets. A minus 1 and a minus 2. Awesome. Now can you see that we have fully factorized each denominator from each fraction? And all the pluses and minuses that you see are all part of the factors. Okay, let's have a look at the denominators. Here we have a minus 1 and a minus 1. This is good news. Here we have 2 minus a and a minus 2. Now these two look similar, but they're not. They are opposites of each other. So what can we do? Yes, we can apply a sign change, and I'm going to apply the sign change to this bracket. And how do we do that? We are going to rewrite this expression up to this part here. So let's do that. I've got a minus 2 over a minus 1. And now let's write the fraction, and we open the brackets. Now we've got negative a, and we want positive a, so I'm going to write a. And we've got positive 2, and we want negative 2, so I'm going to change it. But here the sign is positive. It's a positive bracket, And because we applied a sign change inside this bracket, we need to change the sign in front of this bracket. So it was positive, so I need to change it to negative. To check if it is still algebraically correct, you can multiply these back in and see you will get to the same signs of this previous bracket. So a minus 1, let's finish up, and 3a minus 5 over. And now it is time to find our lowest common denominator, and I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do that. I'm going to write LCD so that I have something to work from as we are going through all these denominators to work out what our LCD is. Now let's find the LCD. And the way we are going to do it is by looking at each denominator, and then we're going to find a unique denominator and add it to the LCD. Let me show you. Here we have a minus 1. So this a minus 1 is our first unique denominator. So I'm going to add it to my LCD, a minus 1. Now let's have a look at the second denominator. This one is a minus 2. Is it unique? Yes, because here we had a minus 1. This one is different. It's unique. So it's a minus 2. So I'm adding it to my LCD. Now let's have a look at the third denominator. A minus 1, a minus 2. Is this unique? A minus 1, we already have it there. So this one is not unique. A minus 2, we already have it there. This is not unique either. So that means I have established that a minus 1, a minus 2 is my LCD. So I have my lowest common denominator, or the LCD. So what? What do we have to do now? Yes, we need to change each fraction so that the denominators all have the same LCD. So let's change this first denominator. What must I do to this denominator to look like this LCD? It's missing this a minus 2, so I need to multiply by a minus 2. And what I do at the bottom, I need to do at the top. So let's change our denominator, a minus 1, and I'm multiplying it now with a minus 2. And at the top, be careful. It is a minus 2 multiplied by a minus 2. It is not a minus 2 multiplied by a minus 2. This is also a factor. It's like a package in that fraction. Okay, let's go on. Now let's compare this denominator. Ask yourself, what factor is missing so that this denominator looks exactly like this LCD? And yes, the answer is this a minus 1. So I multiply this denominator by a minus 1. And what I do at the bottom, I need to do at the top. So now we can write minus, and remember that is in brackets, and a minus 1 over a minus 2, a minus 1. Great. Now let's compare this denominator and see what factor is missing from this denominator so that it looks the same as the LCD. I know there's nothing missing, so I can just rewrite that fraction exactly as is. Now that we have the same denominator for all the fractions, we can rewrite everything over the one denominator. But before we do that, I just quickly want to just make this all a bit smaller to make space for me to work. So I'm going to rewrite everything over this one denominator. Let's draw a very long line and let's start. A minus 2, a minus 2. But be careful, this is one package. So we need to subtract that whole package. So I'm going to do this. Okay, and then we will just finish up. What we are going to do now is we are going to simplify this numerator. That means we are going to get rid of the brackets. So you're going to ask me, why don't I just go and cancel this and cancel this and cancel and cancel? Remember, we are working with terms in the numerator. We have a minus and we have a plus, and we cannot cancel individual terms. That's why we need to expand this, and if we must, we can factorize again so that we can cancel. These two brackets are binomials that are being squared. If you don't know how to use that method, you can use the FOIL method. It will work just as fine. So we've got a squared minus 4a plus 4 minus. Now be careful. We still have this bracket and then these two binomials inside the bracket. So I'm going to keep my rounded bracket and I'm going to square these two binomials. So it's a squared minus 2a plus 1. Again, if you don't know how to do it, you can use the FOIL method. And let's say plus 3a minus 5. And do not forget to add your denominator. Next step, we are going to get rid of these brackets by multiplying this negative sign into the brackets. So let's start by rewriting the first few terms until we get to the minus sign. Plus 4, okay. So we've got this negative times with positive a squared gives us negative a squared. Negative times with negative 2a gives us positive 2a. And negative times with positive 1 gives us negative 1. And then we add these two terms as well, plus 3a minus 5, all over our common denominator. What do we do now? Yes, we find all our like terms and then we combine them. So when I look at this numerator, here we have an a squared and an a squared. We have an a here, a, and we also look at the numbers. It's 4, the 1, and the 5. Now that we've sorted all the like terms, let's combine them. I've got a squared minus a squared, so these two cancel. Let's have a look at the a's. Negative 4a plus 2a gives me negative 2a, and I add another 3a, that gives me a, or 1a. It's your choice. And now let's have a look at the numbers. We've got 4 minus 1 gives us 3, and 3 minus 5 gives us negative 2. And all over a minus 1, a minus 2, which is the denominator. Great, what can we do now? Yes, this is a factor, so I can cancel and cancel. So what is left over at the top? Yes, 1. So we've got 1 over a minus 1, or if you want to, you can write 1 over a minus 1. And this is your final answer. And this brings us to the end of part 1. I hope this video helped you understand how to add and subtract algebraic fractions when the denominators first need to be factorized. In the next video, we will work through another example on this topic for more practice. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.